hello there. Come on in. Please have a seat. Are you my next patient? Wonderful, wonderful. Please come in. Come in, have a seat. How are you doing today? You doing great? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So I hear that you are here for a hearing exam. Yes, a lot of hears. Yes, yes. Is there any particular reason that you needed a sort of like an ear test, a hearing exam of some kind? You feel like you're losing a little bit of your hearing? Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and get some of your information, then I'll go ahead and get started with your with this exam. So far, you seem to be hearing me just fine, so it might be something a bit more subtle. It might not be, you might not be losing your hearing completely, but potentially, you're just not hearing the full range that a normal person would or something. So, okay. Could I get your name, please? Okay. Could I get your last name? Okay. Yeah, we normally have this information at the front desk, but we've actually recently lost a lot of our receptionists and a lot of our front desk people. I don't think they like working here particularly. We don't pay very well, so it's just something that we would like to rectify, but I can't do too much about that. Anyway, could I get your address? Okay. And did you say, is that an apartment or is that like okay. And could I get the zip code? Okay. And are you allergic to any medication? Are you on any medication? Anything like that? Okay. Yeah, I don't plan. This exam doesn't necessarily have anything to do with giving you any medication, but it's just in case I use any gloves or anything. We don't want you to have a reaction to sort of latex or plastic or silicone, anything like that. And you never know. Sometimes it's the odd thing. Anyway. Okay. And let me just write down. So your symptoms are just that you feel like you're not hearing as well as you used to. Is that correct? Okay, that is correct. That's wonderful. Okay. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on? Okay. Okay, I can write that down. So generally you have you tend to be a little bit anxious when it comes to doctor's visits and stuff. Yeah, no, don't worry. Everything should be totally fine. And even if you are losing a little bit of your hearing, it's not the end of the world. There are plenty of ways to circumvent that, to improve your hearing. So really, you do not have to worry, okay? Okay, I'll try to get you through this as safely and comfortably as possible. Okay? Okay. So that is everything in terms of the information that I need. So the first thing that obviously I'm going to want to do is just take a look at your ears, okay? So I'm going to take a look at your left ear and then your right ear. So what I want you to do is just present your ear to me. Can you just tilt your head a little? Okay, and I'm just going to take a look here. Okay, yeah, and then let me just, okay, and then, okay. Okay, so I'm seeing a little bit of buildup. A little bit of, yes, there's some earwax. Do you use Q-tips? Okay. You know that you should use them mainly on the outside of the ear. I know this is very general advice and it tends to be a bit belabored, but using Q-tips is actually, it's not bad. Q-tips are not bad, but you mainly want to use them outside of the ear / around the hole. You don't want to go too far in because then you're just pushing the earwax back inside, okay? But also depending on the type of earwax that you have, it might actually be worse or better depending on, you might be more susceptible is all I'm trying to say. So just looking here, I see that the type of earwax that you have, it shouldn't be too much of a problem with using earwax, but just, yeah. And then if I'm looking, I can see your eardrum pretty clearly. You have some buildup, but it's not blocking my view. Your eardrum looks healthy. I don't necessarily see any lesions. I don't see any sort of infections or anything like that. You don't feel any pain or anything, do you? Okay, good. Okay. So that's your left ear. Can I see your right ear, please? Perfect. Okay, let me just... Okay, so then just looking here, I see... Okay, there's actually less earwax here. It's a bit uneven. Is there any particular reason for that? Okay, so you've gone swimming for the summer a lot, and your right ear tends to get blocked up with water, so... Okay, I understand. Okay. That's totally fine. Do you swim in pools, in like indoor pools with like chlorine, or do you swim in sort of lakes or springs or something like that? Okay. I mainly ask because I feel like with chlorine can be very hard on the body. It's not necessarily too bad for the ears particularly, but you want to make sure that you wash off a lot of that chlorine. So, okay. I think that is good. Your eardrums look fine. I don't necessarily see any problems. There is a little bit of buildup in your left ear that is totally fine. It's not blocked completely, so that wouldn't attribute to any sort of loss of hearing or anything like that. But since that didn't really answer the question as to why you might feel like you're losing a little bit of your hearing, I'm going to go ahead and move on to another test, okay? Okay, perfect. So, what I want to do is I want to see if you are able to determine the distance of sounds, okay? So, I just want to see if you're able to determine whether just this, if it is close to you or far away from you, okay? So I'm going to need you to close your eyes for me. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to focus on your left ear first, okay? It is totally fine. You're not going to block out an ear or anything. But I'm just going to be on one side and then I'll move on to the other side, okay? Okay, so you just let me know if it's close or far. So, okay, so keep your eyes closed. Close your eyes for me, please. Close. And, okay, so here we go. Was that close or far? That was close, okay. Now, again. Was that close or far? That was far, okay. That was close. That was close again. That was close one more time. Perfect. Okay, yes, we try to keep it a little bit random, right? Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the other ear here. Okay. That was close. That was far. That was close. That was close again. That was far. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you did actually pretty well with that. So I'm very happy with that. Just gonna write down. And do you listen to loud music or anything like that? I'm just wondering if it's just regular degradation. Okay. You listen to music and you wear headphones, but it's not necessarily like extremely loud or anything like that. Okay. So if someone were to come up to you and try to talk to you while you have your headphones in, you'd be able to hear them a little bit. Okay. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whisper some words at you. Again, with your eyes closed, and I'm just going to need you to repeat the words back to me. This should be very simple, and the words themselves are random. They don't really mean anything, okay? Okay, perfect. So, please close your eyes. Close your eyes for me, please. Okay. So, the first word's going to be soak. 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 Okay, yes, it's soak. do the next one. Psychologist. 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 Yes. Psychologist. Okay, perfect. Next, let's do tantrum. 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 Yes, it's tantrum. Okay. One more. Okay. Cat. 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 Yes, it's cat. Okay. Okay, I see. I see what you're saying. You sort of need a few tries before you're able to actually hear the words, so you're not really picking it up as quickly as someone might generally. Do you have any history with like ADHD or anything like that? Well, sometimes if someone has ADHD, they might get distracted. So with the repetitive exams like this, you might get distracted and not hear it simply because you're not paying too much attention to it. It's not your fault or anything like that. It's just something to keep in mind. It might not be your hearing, and instead it might just be your focus, right? But if you feel like that's not the case, I'll continue on. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so next I'm going to start on a test that's going to take a little bit of guessing on your part. What we're going to do is with your eyes closed. Yes, I know a lot of this is with eyes closed, but with your eyes closed, I'm going to have an object of some kind, and I'm going to make some sounds with it. I'm going to need you to identify what that object might be. Now, at first, I'm just going to keep it open-ended for you. Then I'm going to give you a couple of options, and then finally I'll tell you what the answer is. Okay? And that way, if you're unfamiliar with the object, if it's something, because people have different experiences, they have different life experiences. So, if you are unfamiliar with the object or anything like that, you'll still be able to answer once you get some of the options. Okay? Okay, perfect. So, go ahead and close your eyes for me, please. You don't have to. No cheating, no peeking. Okay, perfect. So, I have the first item here. Right now, I am simply tapping the item. Yes, I'm tapping it with my nails. And then I am going to go ahead and do make a noise that is unique to this item. Okay? Yes, it's not. There are other items that make this noise, but they'd have to have the same properties. Okay, so this is me tapping it, and this is me doing the unique thing. Okay, so do you want to take a first guess? Okay, so your options are a serum within a bottle, or a glass of water. Okay, so your options are a serum in a glass bottle or a glass of water. Let me just tapping it, and then the unique sound. Yes, it is the serum. Good job. Good job. Okay. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pick out the next item. So, let's do this. Yes, keep your eyes closed. So, I'm going to go ahead and tap the item now. Just moving around the object. Okay, And then I'm going to do something that is kind of unique to this item, okay? The sound that is unique. Okay, let me do that again. Okay, tap it again. And can you tell me what this item is? Here's the unique sound again, and then I'll give you some options. Okay, so your options are, is it a cardboard box or is it a book? Those are your two options. Okay, it is a book. Good job, good job. Very, very good. Okay, let me write down your answer here. Okay. And then last object that we have here, go ahead and keep your eyes closed. I'm going to go ahead and give it some taps. Okay. Now I'm going to do the unique sound. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? The unique sound again? Okay, let me give you a hint now. So your options are going to be a bag of marbles or a bag of dice. What do you think? Bag of marbles or bag of dice? That's right, it's a bag of dice. Very, very good job. Good, 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 good. Okay, so I'm seeing here that you are doing fairly well. I'm not seeing any deficiencies so far. So I'm a little, I'm wondering if perhaps the issue lies elsewhere. Perhaps maybe you are, I'm not trying to say that you're making it up or anything, but I'm not really seeing anything. So we might have to either carry out more tests or set up a different time later if we still don't find anything by the end of this, okay? Okay. So what I have next is going to be a identifying of one of two things. So what I mean by that is I'm going to have one of two books, and I'm going to tap those books to help you first identify and associate the sounds to the book. Then I'm going to need you to determine which of those books I'm tapping, right? So the sounds are going to be very similar, and this really tests how minute your identification in terms of sound is, okay? So let's go ahead here. I'm going to start with this book first. This is a Winnie the Pooh book. This is what it sounds like when I tap it. Okay. And then this is a Robin Hood book. And this is what it sounds like when I tap it. Okay. So, Winnie the Pooh book. Robin Hood book. Okay? Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to tap one of them. I'm not going to tell you which one. Okay. Ready? Okay. That is the Robin Hood. Okay. Next one. That is the Robin Hood one again. Yes. Okay, next one. That is the Winnie the Pooh one. Absolutely. Okay. Next one. I'll do it again. That's right. It's neither of the books. It's a different book. Yes, this is a book of wildflowers. Absolutely. I just want to make sure you're able to identify when it's neither of the books. That's part of the test. Very good, very good. Okay, let me write that down. Okay. So I haven't actually seen any deficiencies or anything like that with your ears, so I'm a little concerned about why you might think that you don't have the hearing that you might have. Generally, as you grow older, you're going to lose some hearing, and that's typical, but so far I haven't seen any degradation of any kind. So what we're going to do is I can set up a different appointment with you. With someone, because obviously I'm just a general doctor. I'm not someone who specializes particularly in the ear canal, so I could refer you to someone who could help you, because it really is concerning, because if you are experiencing it, if it's affecting you day to day, then I definitely don't want to I don't want you to feel like I'm not taking it seriously, because it's the last thing that I'd want you to feel. I want you to feel like I am and we are taking care of you. So I'm going to go ahead and refer you to this person here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this with you. And they're very good. She is, she's a coworker, a colleague, and she did actually go to the same med school as me. I was a little younger than she was, so she was just always, she was a bit intimidating, I'll say. She might not be very nice. She can be a bit intense, but you can always give me a call after that appointment and let me know how it goes. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, I am happy that you came here, and we're gonna help you figure that out, okay? Okay then, well, let me know. Okay, perfect. Well, I'll see you later.